Hello everyone, welcome to our farmhouse holiday countdown. I'm sharing a bunch of DIYs this holiday season to bring a little old-fashioned touch to your home, hearth, and heart. And I just came up with that off the cuff, so it's cheesy. But hey, there's no better season to be cheesy than the holiday season, so I'm here for it. If you're new to these videos, they are in the style of a live video. I do pre-record some of this, but then I'm in the comments as we live stream it, answering your questions, so that if you have anything that you need answered, I'm more likely to see it as quickly as possible. So we're going to start off making a slip knot with our yarn. I'm using a DK weight 50 gram yarn, and then I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. So super simple, super basic. We're going to make 5 chain stitches here, and then we are going to insert the crochet hook to the very first chain stitch, and we're going to do a slip stitch through. Once we've done that, we're going to find the big space. It makes kind of a magic loop, and we're going to chain 3, and then we will do a double crochet into the loop. When beginning, sometimes it's easy to mistake one of those chain stitches for the loop. You're just going to look for the bigger space that you can kind of stretch apart there. So we are going to do, since we chained 3, we're just going to do 2 double crochets in. For those of you who are brand new to crochet, I do have stitch glossary guides and things like that with videos for each kind of stitch in crochet and knitting on our Farmhouse TV membership. It's only $10 a month. I put the link to more information on that in the description. So now we are going to chain 3. So we did the first chain 3, 2 double crochets. Now we're chaining 3, and after we chain 3, we are going to do 3 double crochets into the magic circle, and then we are going to chain 3 again, and then 3 double crochets. You're going to repeat that process of 3 chains and then 3 double crochets. You're going to repeat that 4 times until you have 5 clumpies. It's kind of, I don't know how to describe it without just saying sets of double crochets, you know, in the loop. You're gonna have about 5, and this is how we're going to form our star pattern. So I'm just going to kick up the speed here. We can chat a little bit. But one of the things that I love about the holiday season is the chance to slow down, and it's cold outside and gross. You just don't want to be spending a whole lot of time outdoors. It's not that spring, warm, summer, fall air that just gets you feeling the itch to get outside and hike and walk around. I don't feel that as much in winter. I don't know about you. So I love to do as many handmade, homemade projects as I can throughout the winter. And then both the fun and decorative, like all of the patterns and ornaments and things like that, I'm going to show you over the next few weeks leading up to Christmas. And also just the things that'll be helpful to have in the warmer months when I have less time to crochet and things like that. So I got a knot in my yarn. I'm just going to undo that real quick. But this next step, so we have 5 of those sets of double crochets now. So I actually messed up here and I went straight to the slip stitch. I'll show you what you're supposed to do instead here in a second, but you're actually going to chain 3 and then slip stitch into that kind of first chain stitch up at the top of your work to join what you just did together. So here you see me do that. I chain 3, and then you're going to slip stitch. You just insert your needle and pull the yarn through both of your stitches. So now we're going to chain, in a normal granny square you would chain 3. We're not going to do that. Instead, you're going to continue to slip stitch. You're going to slip stitch through across the top of those double crochets until you hit a space that you had made when you did the chain 3s. So now we're in a space, and you're going to go straight into a double crochet, and you're going to do 3 double crochets total. And then you're going to, well, I'll hold on a bit until we get to that point. So after you've done 3 double crochets, you're going to chain 3 again. And this pattern is going to be in the description and on both my websites, farmhousebookco.com and shinelene.com. But you're going to chain 3, and then you'll do 3 more double crochets. And then once you've done those double crochets, you are going to chain one here. I just chained one right there. So once you chain one, you're going to again repeat the process. Oh, there you go. Now I chained one. Then you're going to slip stitch across the top of those other double crochet sets until you're in another space, and you'll repeat the process. 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 1, slip stitch across until you get to the very end where you'll be able to join it. So I'll speed up here a little bit. Again, this information's totally in the description, and we do have those stitch guides in case you need them. It makes things a little bit easier to see the process in the stitch. So anyways, but yeah, so I love the holiday season for getting that little handiwork done that I will want to do oftentimes in the warmer months, but that I won't want to do as badly as everything else that needs to get done, and hiking and playing outside and working with the animals and then processing animals and all that fun stuff. Once it gets really, really, really hot, then usually I'm indoors again trying to get out of the desert heat. So I'm just continuing to go around and repeat that same process here quickly. The great thing about this project is it is so simple, so easy, and you're just basically doing a granny square. My biggest recommendation always when learning to crochet is to learn how to make a granny square, because there's so many variations and so many projects that you can do with just a simple granny square pattern. And so I just think that's great. And so this teaches you kind of a similar process to granny squares, so it'll help you practice that. If you're starting out with this, you totally can, because it's still that same process. Let's see. I'm getting close to the spot where I'll be able to join them up again. At the end of this, we'll weave through the yarn strings, and then we'll add a little piece of ribbon through the top to hang it. And they just turn out so cute. As I said before, you can block them or starch them, and that'll make the stars a little bit pointier. The great thing about these is that a lot of patterns will require you to starch them or block them, but these ones look well enough on their own that if you don't want to go through the extra work, you don't have to, which makes it a great project for kiddos to do too with you. And they're just so quick. I loved doing these because they were so quick and easy to do. Okay, so we are almost there. So now I'm going to slip stitch across that last bunch until I'm able to join it at the bottom corner of that last stitch before it starts creating the point of the first point of the star. So once you do that, you just snip off the end of the yarn and you're going to bind it off. So what you do is you just pull it through the crochet hook like a chain stitch, and then you pull it tight. Super easy. And then we're just going to weave that tail through your crochet a little bit so that it prevents it from unraveling. You don't have to weave it through too much because the knot does hold it, but then once you've woven it through a few times, you can just cut it off and you're good to go. But I hope you're enjoying this tutorial. I have so much fun with it. We do have, and I'll show you a little video clip of it at the end. We do have a children's version of Pollyanna where the book series, or the book, split into a series, and it's annotated to teach all kinds of fun skills, including crochet, and it's got stitch guides for everything and a bunch of fun projects like crocheting doll shawls and things. Super fun. So I highly recommend looking into that. It even teaches knitting and sewing and homemaking skills, house cleaning as well. So that's always fun. It gets kids excited about all the fun homemakery things. So I'm going to use a yarn needle to thread this ribbon through. You don't have to use one, but I like it because I'm able to put it through some of the tighter stitches and I find it feels just a little bit more secure. I'm using a small little gingham ribbon that came with some bells I got on Amazon that I will be using for a later project. And there's a whole story there to how I got those. So once I post it, you'll have to keep an eye out for the cinnamon stick ornament, because I'll tell you the whole story there. But it's easy. You just slip that ribbon through, and then I tied a square knot at the top of the ribbon so that it'd create the loop to hang on the tree. And my camera cut out on me there, so I wasn't able to quite get everything of tying the square knot. But then I made the little slits on the ribbon so it would look a little more decorative and cute at the end there, if you can see those. And this is our Pollyanna book set. So feel free to visit the link in the description or DM me, and I'll send you free sample chapters and a discount link to our Pollyanna book set. Thanks so much for watching. Next time we're digging into some more ornaments, so keep tuned.